The soul is like a glass lamp, and knowledge is light giving fire, and the wisdom of God is the oil. If it is lit, you are alive. And if it is darkened, you are dead. Some doctors say, melancholy is from the jinn. Time is merely a feature of our memories and expectations. Absence of understanding does not warrant absence of existence. Beware of overeating, for most illnesses arise from excess food. Pain relievers, long walks and engaging in things that bring joy. He who is prepared for something needs only the weakest of reasons. Science and art leave societies in which they are not respected. Avicenna. I despised my arrival on this earth, and I despise my departure. It is a tragedy. I would rather have a short life with width, rather than a narrow one with length. We are afflicted with a people who believe that God has guided no one but themselves. These are summary statements that need to be supported by their proper demonstrations. Trials have turned against me, and it is as if I have become a magnet and they are iron. The world is divided into men who have wit and no religion, and men who have religion and no wit. Illusion is half the illness, tranquility is half the cure, and patience is the first step to recovery. I complain to God about time, for its vicissitudes have worn away my renewed strength, though it was new. The knowledge of anything, since all things have causes, is not acquired or complete unless it is known by its causes. We have had enough of the commentaries written on the doctrines of the ancients. It is time for us to develop our own philosophy. Anyone who denies the law of non-contradiction should be beaten and burned until he admits that to be beaten is not the same as not to be beaten, and to be burned is not the same as not to be burned. 3. The third premise is that the resurrection is just the return of human souls to their own world. This is why God the Exalted has said, O tranquil soul, return to your Lord, satisfied and satisfactory. When a thing standeth long in salt, it is salt, and if anything stand in a stinking place, it is made stinking. And if anything standeth with a bold man, it is made bold, and if it stand with a fearful man, it is made fearful. For us in medicine it makes no difference whether it is from the jinn or not. We say, whether it is from the jinn or not, the patient's mood becomes melancholic. So its proximate cause is the presence of melancholy. Let the cause of the melancholy illness be jinn. 2. The second premise is that according to the ancients' rewards is the occurrence of pleasure in the soul corresponding to the extent of its perfection, while punishment is the occurrence of pain in the soul corresponding to the extent of its deficiency. So the soul's abiding in deficiency is its alienation from God the Exalted, and this is the curse, the penalty. God's wrath and anger and pain comes to it from that deficiency, while its perfection is what is meant by God's satisfaction with it, its closeness and nearness and attachment. This, then, and nothing else is the meaning of reward and punishment according to them. At night I would return home, set out a lamp before me, and devote myself to reading and writing. Whenever sleep overcame me or I became conscious of weakening, I would turn aside to drink a cup of wine, so that my strength would return to me. Then I would return to reading, and whenever sleep seized me I would see those very problems in my dream, and many questions became clear to me in my sleep. I continued in this until all of the sciences were deeply rooted within me, and I understood them as is humanly possible. Everything which I knew at the time is just as I know it now. I have not added anything to it to this day. Thus I mastered the logical, natural, and mathematical sciences, and I had now reached the science